Hello, welcome to the Lunch and Chat with Leslie show. I'm your host, Leslie Parker. Thank you so much for joining this broadcast this evening. Typically, the broadcast does air on Tuesdays, but tonight's guest, I felt it was special to wait until Wednesday. The gentleman name that will be coming on, his name is Joe Foelber, and I'm looking forward to bringing him on so you can meet him. The name of the broadcast is Renewed Strength. And I want to talk to you about renewed strength before I bring them on. Now, as I mentioned earlier in my description about sometimes we need to get a jump start. Sometimes we are overwhelmed and we just need to just get back into that routine of working out. And I know for me, for example, I was on vacation for a week, maybe felt like a week and a half, and I need that jump start. So when I reached out to John, I said, John, I really need you to help my viewers as well as me to get back on track. And I'm going to just kind of go over briefly with you about renewed strength. According to the dictionary, renewed strength means to just exchange for something better, to resume something after an interruption. And as I mentioned before, when I was on vacation, that's an example of having an interruption. Or it just means, you just need to just get back on focus and on track. And strength itself, the quality just means the state of being strong, the capacity of exertion or endurance, the power to reinforce, to solidify, toughness. All these things are just acronyms of adjectives rather for strength. And I like to create little acronyms. And one of them I have for renew means to just resume or revisit, enhance, evolve, nurture, and always focus on winning. And then there's strength. Strength, you have to be strong, tenacious, rugged, endurance, and just be notable, have growth, be tough, and always have hope. So I hope you enjoyed that little information about renewed strength. But I wanted to just briefly give you a photo shot of John Foelber. I will bring that on. Just give me 1 second. Okay, good looking guy, right? Okay. Well, without further ado, I want to bring John on. So John, I hope you're ready.
Hi, Leslie.
Hey, hi there. Thank you for being patient. Again, with technology, I was having some technical issues. And ironically, the good thing about it, I can share it. It's going to the YouTube channel, but Facebook was having problems connecting it. But it's okay.
Thanks for having me tonight.
Yes, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being patient. I know you was waiting backstage. I want my viewers to know that this is a special broadcast. By the way, how was your day anyway?
It was good. Thanks for asking. How about yours?
My day went well. Matter of fact, I felt like I was renewing my strength because I'm starting to incorporate. I didn't start working out, and I got my weights here. They just give me a head start on trying to build up my muscles. But I have started going walking, and I know that's not enough. So I want you to kind of explain that to the viewers. What's important? What kind of routine is important to get the best optimum results? So, without further ado, what inspired you first of all to name your business Renewed Strength?
Well, a few things actually. It's a great name for a strength training facility or for a personal training facility by itself. First, because a lot of the clients that I have had other experiences either in fitness or life, and most of my clients aren't youngsters or high school kids or college kids. They're like everybody else is kind of going through the day-to-day grind. So
Me.
and me and everybody. So, a lot of people are kind of coming from that point of having some sort of past prime that they either want to get back to or they just want to have a good starting point and work forward. So from that perspective, it was a good fit. Secondly, I finally have the opportunity, owning my own business, to express my faith a little bit more.
Excellent.
So I'm a Christian, and one of the best things to do is to kind of tie that in as much as I can to the business. And renewed strength comes from the Isaiah 40:31 Bible verse. Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. So I thought it was a good fit overall for everything. So
absolutely. And it was one of the it's another one that they have. I cannot think of the verse about they will mount up there on their like eagles with
on
their
wings like eagles. Yep. That's actually verse 32. It's the one right afterwards. So
okay.
Yeah, they're literally back to back.
Oh my, I know, but I love it. I love the name. And remember when I just want the viewers to know, when I first met John, I was just pretty much introducing myself to you. Remember, I mentioned to you that my daughter and I had opened up a boutique, and I tell you, when I walked through that door, I felt led to come to your place of business. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't just for the fitness part. I just felt like I have to get to know this person. And I'm so glad I did, because you were so warm and inviting. I could tell that you're a very humble person. And I remember when I mentioned to you that I was going to do, I would like to have you on the podcast. And here we are now, fast forward. I'm glad this is a perfect time that you did decide to be my guest. And I thank you for that.
And you thought you were just going to stop by and say hi.
That was it.
Your business card. And it was like 15 or 20 minutes of just talking. And yeah. Very unexpected, but very nice. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And you could have kicked me out, because I know I could go on and on and on, but you were I just appreciate you being very accommodating. I felt like, not like you walk in somebody's house and they just let you in and invite you in. I felt like, I was very comfortable, and you made me feel comfortable. So good. I thank you for that. And I'm sure your clients feel that way too.
Yep.
And I just have a few questions to ask you. I'm not going to keep you long with the questions, because I also want you to show the viewers what they will need to obtain that the optimum results for fitness. Okay, so if you don't mind, just have a few questions. How long have you been a personal trainer? I'm just curious.
I actually had to think about that for a while, but it's around 15 years. I bounced around to 3 different training facilities before I actually opened up my own studio. And at the end of the year, it'll be about 5 years of being open here.
Okay.
So it's good, because I had different experiences in different private settings and different public gyms. But a lot of those other facilities just kind of pulled the training in all different directions. So the role of that personal trainer was to not just have clients and work with them, but to work with the general membership or, facilitate everything else that kind of came along with that job. So,
okay.
So
what prompted you to get into fitness though? What was it something that, did you just wake up one day and just say, you know what, I think I want to be a fitness trainer? Or was it someone that talked you into it? Just curious.
Well, I've kind of enjoyed being active. I played sports growing up, and I played baseball and football in college, and I ended up just kind of getting a job as a trainer and realized that it was pretty rewarding. Like, there was a lot that kind of came back to me from people seeing physical progress. So that, combined with the fact that I had a knack for it and I could be financially stable doing it, I just kind of rolled with it after that. So.
Okay.
Yep.
That's great. Now I'm going to just talk to you, just ask you a few questions about the types of training that you provide in your studio. And, you can go over the details later about that, but just what types of trainings do you offer?
So I offer 2 styles of training. I offer private in-person training, which is a one-on-one style, and then semi-private, which is usually 2-on-1, either 2 people that know each other, or husband and wife, or father and son, mother, daughter.
Oh, that's good.
Any kind of combination of that. But it's a little bit different because I don't have a membership style gym. So
Oh,
it is only for training itself.
oh, that's great. So it's no like LA Fitness, they
No,
require a membership.
yeah,
That's great. That's fantastic. I was going to ask you, what sets you apart from the other fitness places, and I like the name that you give yourself. It's a training center.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a big difference between like training and general exercise or
Mhm.
or working out. So you can say, I'm working out today or I'm exercising, um, which are all very beneficial for being healthy and things like that. But training has a little bit different meaning to it where you look at actually doing something for a specific purpose. So
Okay.
specific purpose is what kind of sets those two apart a little bit
Mhm.
more. So
Okay. All right. That's good. Thank you for explaining that. And for are most of your clients that you have now, are they local, or do you have clients from like other states?
So I don't have clients from other states
Okay.
quite yet.
Okay.
I do have a client that comes up a couple times a week from DC to train, and people on the outskirts of in like Gaithersburg, down in Howard County. I have clients that are literally right across the street from me as well. So
Oh,
a lot of that comes from the fact that first, it's a little bit unique environment where it is just that private setting. Which has been really nice with all the COVID stuff because people know they're not walking into,
yes.
50 other people in the same room.
Absolutely. Yes.
But then it gives them a little bit more freedom to kind of let down their guard because there's so many other like preconceived notions with exercising. People might feel uncomfortable being around other people, trying to do different things or working out. So
And that
a
and
lot
that's
of that,
I'm like that. You
yeah,
hit the nail right on the head. I think
yeah,
sometimes I've gone into a gym and it's just too much, where it's too many
yeah,
people, that's working out. And here you have a couple people that they're really, fit. So here, a little me, I'm coming in new, going into the fitness. So I've been a gym hopper. I'm not going to lie to you because I
yeah,
never really felt like I could fit in. I don't like a whole bunch of people watching me while I'm working.
right, yeah.
So,
I've gotten so used to it too that if I travel and I work out, um, at a gym somewhere else, I don't like it much anymore because I'm so used to having a very private setting to do all my workouts in. So yeah,
yes.
so that's a nice benefit, and that's I think part of what kind of draws people in. The other thing is that I do a lot of I don't want to say general fitness.
Okay.
I don't exclude someone based on their goals. So if someone has a very specific goal to get more active or to get stronger, to get healthier, maybe change their body composition a little bit, I don't exclude anybody from that. However, I do have a specialty in working with golfers.
Oh, okay.
That is what pulls a lot of those people from, they'll drive over an hour each way.
Oh yeah, golf is a big sport,
Yep.
and so I take it that you train Tiger Woods, right?
No, no, no one's doing that anymore.
Okay, I
Yeah.
know. Oh my gosh, but golf, I did get a chance to when I was in Myrtle Beach, we played. I know this isn't real golf, but I'll tell you, and I'm still trying to figure out. I guess it's a certain way that you have to position yourself. And I'm going to tell you, by the time I played this little game, I played Top Golf.
Yeah.
I was exhausted.
It is a physical thing. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I didn't know that it required that much. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm tired of hitting the ball, hitting another ball. And then later on during the week at Myrtle Beach, my family and I, we played miniature golf.
Right.
Oh my, that one really did it for me because we had to go through the 18 holes and we started off on a front, the first level. And with this particular miniature golf, you walk up the steps till you get to the top.
Okay.
It was fun,
Yeah.
but again, it was exhausting.
Yep.
And I can tell you that now, after experiencing that, I said, oh man, I want to take up golf now. I would love to learn the sport.
It is pretty active as well. So again, a lot of my clients that come in to work with me for golf, they're coming in to help improve their performance. I've had the opportunity to work with a lot of good junior golfers who go on and play in college and work with them on and off during their college careers.
Okay.
I work with a lot of good like teaching professionals at country clubs around the area.
Oh, wonderful.
But if we kind of look at the general golfer that will come into me, they are absolutely no different than someone who's coming in to do their general exercise and fitness, because those people have those specific goals, but there are also all these other benefits that come with it. So if someone comes in for golf and says, I want to hit the ball farther, or I want to, play better, so I'm not lowering a handicap, or, being able to get around the course a little bit better. The other benefits that come from working on that performance are pain management, where they can play as much as they want without their backs hurting or shoulders hurting, and things like that. It's the same thing for anybody else who comes in, that if they have a performance goal of, I want to be able to lift a certain amount of weight, or I want to be able to get ready for a 5K, race, or I want to improve my body composition. And body composition can be gaining more lean mass or taking away some non-lean mass. But all the pain management and being able to move on a day-to-day basis without pain, also is very associated with that. So
yeah, because I was going to say, I'm sure you probably get a lot of clients, especially after, working at the, when you play any kind of sports, you're going to endure. There are chances that you may have an injury, right?
Yeah. Yep.
You encounter pain. So how do you keep your body from being injured? You know what I mean? I guess for protection as well, right?
Yeah. Yep. So all of that comes into play with our initial evaluation when a new client will come in. And, I'm going to say, like I had a client today who has had multiple back fusions. And, he's not a new client because I've been working with him for, 8 years or so, at least 8 years. So, when we initially started with his training program, we started with a screening process. So we were able to identify what he was able to do and what he was not able to do.
Oh, good.
Yep. And then based off of that screening process and the goals that he had, we worked through those movements.
Okay.
And then along the way, we go through that evaluation every so often to make sure we're on the right track. So everybody is a little bit different with what they need.
Okay. Absolutely. It really looks like it sounds like you really do, like people need a financial needs assessment. You do like a strength training assessment. You incorporate and set assessments in your program, which is very important.
Yep, it is, because that helps us have a lot more focus in what we're doing. And we kind of talked about the difference between exercise and training. Training is, again, our movements that are done with a purpose.
Okay.
So if it's not being done with a purpose, then you don't see actual results. As much as people enjoy working out where there aren't a lot of other people around or in a little more private setting, they still expect to get the results. So
I like that.
Yep.
I like that. And you kind of went over that. I wanted to ask you this about being in shape. So what kind of physical shape should a person be in before they come to you? Are you looking for someone that's already in shape before you, do you turn people away because they're not in shape, or do you, really, what I'm saying? Really that has not worked out for years, but now they've decided they want to be, whether they want to get into become a great swimmer or whatever it is, but they still need training. So do you be in perfect shape?
No, there's no level of a certain baseline level of fitness to be able to come in, because again, everyone is starting based off of that. They have goals that they want to work towards.
Okay.
And that baseline assessment, everyone is starting at like 0, and they're working towards those goals. So I could have someone who comes in who's externally looks like they're in really good shape in every aspect, but they have specific goals they want to work towards. So they're always starting at that starting point. And that starting point for each person is a little bit different. So the expectation of being in a certain amount of shape to start formal training is out there, and it's not right at all. You don't need to have any kind of base to start.
Yeah. Because I think it's a mistake with some, a lot of people do. They go out and buy this equipment or exercise uniforms or whatever, say, okay, I'm going to hit the gym and I'm just going to start on this equipment. I'm going to go here. They don't really know what the equipment is. And I have, honestly, I did injure myself by not having any, because you don't have fitness trainers right beside you when you go into a gym necessarily. And I did encounter a bad injury. This was some years ago, like 10 years ago, just because I didn't know what I was doing. I just went on this one particular, I think it was either elliptical or it was one of those machines.
Yeah.
But I know now the importance of really having, to me, the difference between, like you said, just working out and really being trained. So I need to be trained. I know.
Yeah. Yep.
I definitely know that. But besides working out, is there other routines that people should be involved in to get the optimum results? Because I know it's just not working out. I know they have to you should have a healthy, just a healthy eating habits.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So exercise is not the be all end all of health. So someone who goes in and lifts a bunch of weights all day long, maybe losing, some room on their cardiovascular health.
Okay.
So when you want to look at that, you want to look at it at more of an all-encompassing way.
Okay.
However, that's kind of a pitfall of someone starting out, or even someone along the way. So that you've got, let's say you've got the category of formal exercise. So someone says, I'm going to start working out. Okay. And then you have the diet of, I'm going to change my diet.
Yeah.
And then maybe they've got a third habit that's independent or maybe more specific to them and said, I'm going to change that habit. That's not quite diet. It's not quite activity and exercise. So they try and do all three at the same time and none of them work.
Ah,
So
what you just said
happens to everyone.
It's too much. You're trying. Yeah, I think I've done that. So in terms of me, like I did change my eating habits and I noticed some results where I lost some weight, but at the same time, I know a person can lose weight, but you still also be careful where you might lose the muscle, right?
Yeah, yes, some.
Okay.
But muscle loss is not going to be that big of a thing when you come with like really quick weight loss. A lot of that's just going to be getting a little bit dehydrated as well.
Oh, okay.
It's really hard to lose a really significant amount of muscle mass if you haven't been in formal like strength training.
Okay.
So yeah. So yep.
Okay. But thank you. And then I have just a few more questions, and I want to know if you'll be able to kind of give our viewers just an example of what, some of the workout, if you can take us through some of your workout routines. So I just wanted to know, like for me, I haven't worked out. For someone like myself, haven't worked out in a while. What do you recommend that I do first?
Well, that's like 3 steps ahead of kind of that whole process. I'll give you some stuff, some baseline stuff, but the first thing you do is you get to figure out what you're actually trying to accomplish.
Okay.
Because if you try and just jump right into something without actually having that really specific thing you want to accomplish, then what you do for it is not going to be as focused. I
see. And I've never planned. So now you're telling me it's important to have a plan.
You've planned. You got a whole podcast going, Leslie.
I know.
You plan a lot of stuff. Yeah.
That's true. That is true. I need to incorporate that.
Yeah.
And I love planning, but I guess it's crazy. I could do other things I'm really creative with, but it just seems so hard for me to put it together.
Yeah. But that, again, it's going back to what you want to accomplish.
Okay.
And the second thing is you can take that specific thing and then you can put a timeline with it. So I want to do this. I want to do this by this time. So let's say, again, if we take that like initial intake assessment with new clients that I have, or even current clients to reevaluate, we'll go through what you want to accomplish and then how long we want to take for us to reasonably accomplish that. So I will typically say, if someone gives me a goal, I'll say, that's great. Let's look at a month, 12 months from now, so a year. If we would come back and we would have another conversation about that specific goal, or where you want to be on your fitness and health, progress. Where do you see yourself? And then they talk about accomplishing that goal in its entirety. Then we say, okay, what about 6 months from now? Because it might not be realistic for you to accomplish that, even in 6 months. And that's going to be a shorter goal. And then we look at something really, really short in like a 2 to 3 week range. So, let's say, you've got I want to be able to work out 4 days a week, and I want to be active to do 2 or 3 other things. And, gain strength, lose weight, whatever else it might be. That's going to be that 12-month goal.
Okay.
But when we go to that like 2 or 3 week goal, you say, I want to, not give up on this goal.
Okay.
As simple as that. So finding that goal, setting that timeline is the first thing you do. After that, you go through the means of how you want to try and accomplish it. So,
and I have a big whiteboard. Well, it's at my business. And sometimes I use it to write goals for, other things. But I'm going to have one. I think I'm going to have one in my house so I could see it, like the milestone chart for myself.
Yeah.
It's just like people have like a vision board. Why don't I have a vision board for my, my workout goals?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. I'm definitely going to start incorporating that. So, John, can you take us through your fitness center and the training center? Kind of tell me, just some of the things that you typically may do. Just maybe give an example of 2 or 3 of your routines that you do.
Okay. And again, I'll preface that by saying it's not necessarily routines because everyone is so different.
It's different. That's right. I'm sorry.
However, we can talk a little bit more about the specifics of what you're trying to accomplish with each movement pattern.
Okay. Yes.
And we'll kind of go through it like that. So,
okay. So I know I mentioned something about the weights before, about me that I'm doing 4-pound weights. And is that enough for me to do?
So when you look at strength training and when you look at incorporating an extra resistance into movement patterns, you've got to realize first what you're trying to accomplish with it. And then secondly, if it's something that's actually, I'll put this back down for a second.
Sure, take your time.
Secondly, is it something that really changes the load on your body? So I think you'd mentioned they're 4-pound dumbbells, right?
Yeah, they're 4 pounds.
Where those might be good for a variety of exercises, but at the same time, on a day-to-day basis, you're moving more than 4 pounds with your arms.
Wow.
And the rest of your body. So So to take those and do, let's say, 20 curls or 20 presses or something like that is a great start, but at some point, it's not going to be enough to create that adaptation that you would want. So,
okay.
Yeah.
I want to get get that definition, I guess, like in your arms. So, like you, I'm trying to get fit like you, John.
Yeah, right. So I'll take you around the studio quick.
Okay.
And then we can go through a couple more specific movements. So there's the entrance right back there. It's not too narrow necessarily, but we've got back at the entrance.
And your fitness center doesn't look intimidating like some of the other gyms.
No.
I love it.
It's a lot of strength training equipment. Everyone has their different modes of exercise almost. And I'm going to lean a little bit more towards the strength components of it.
Okay.
But that does not mean that if a client has, based off that initial screen, an interest or specifically a need in creating more mobility through joints, that is not a higher priority. So, and you can actually create a lot more overall movement with strength training than you can with just mobility and stretching by itself. So,
okay.
Yeah. So that's
excellent. Wow, it's very nice. I like the way you have it laid out.
Yep, and that's why the front.
Open space. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I was going to ask you too about your time. So, in terms of like when you have clients, How many clients do you see at one time? Do you see 2 or 3, or do you space them out?
Nope, just one at a time. It's at
One at a time. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, wow. So
they've
they really get that personal attention.
They've got all my attention for the time that they're in. Yep. And sessions are right now, we have them set at about 55 minutes. So that we had so much that we did with COVID procedures to make sure everything was as safe as possible.
Oh, I'm sure.
So that client is out in 55 minutes. The other client has 5 minutes gap where we clean everything and go through all that. So
it's almost like when you go to restaurants, they're so crazy. One of the restaurants that I went, and it's just a carry out, and I had to wait because it was 6 people in there. So they had to wait until I was able to go in there. I was like, okay.
Yep.
So, but hopefully things are starting to come back around, and just prayerfully, we'll get back to normal very soon.
Yeah. Or if not that, stay safe and healthy and go about it that way. So
absolutely.
It is always just that, private setting with the clients that I'm engaged with at that time. That's the only people who are here. Yep.
Okay. I thank you for showing us around your fitness center. I also want to, let me put up here. I should have put up here. I meant to ask you, what is the best way for the viewers to get in contact with you?
So I'm going to say the best way is either going to be sending an email.
Okay.
And our email address is renewedstrengthmd@gmail.com.
Okay.
Or you can give a call to 410-552-8808. And we do have some social media stuff. I think we've got an Instagram account and Facebook, but email and phone call are going to be the best ways to go about that. So.
Oh, great. Wonderful. Wonderful. So I want to read something to the viewers, and I thought that this would tie in real well. And it's called A Promise to Yourself. This is this particular thing was by Christian Larson. And I thought it was really interesting. And, in the beginning of the broadcast, you identified that your business was built on faith, faith-based to me.
Yes.
And I think that's important. And when I started this broadcast, it's been over a year now, but I started it in my mind, a couple years ago. That was the planning, that I put down on paper that I wanted to start it. Even though it says the Lunch and Chat with Leslie show, ideally I was going to go to different places during lunchtime, which eventually I will be doing that. But it's a metaphor. I believe that sharing is caring, and I always say to make every day count. So I'm going to just talk about this thing that I got from Mr. Christian Larson, and then I want to go over just a couple testimonies that I don't know if it's okay for me to share it. I don't necessarily have to say their name, but just something a couple people have said about your service. Is that okay?
That's fine.
All right. So this is the promise yourself. Promise yourself to be so strong that nothing can disturb your peace of mind. To talk health, happiness, and prosperity to every person you meet. To make all your friends feel that there's something in them. To look at the sunny side of everything and make your optimism come true. To think only the best, to work only for the best, and to expect only the best. To be just as enthusiastic about the success of others as you are about your own. To forget the mistakes, which we have made a lot of mistakes in life, I'm sure. To forget the mistakes of the past and press on the greater achievements of the future. To wear a cheerful countenance at all times and give every living creature you meet a smile. To give so much time to the improvement of yourself that you have no time to criticize others. To be too large for worry, too noble for anger, too strong for fear, too happy to permit the presence of trouble. And to think well of yourself and to proclaim this fact to the world. not in loud words, but great deeds. To live in faith that the whole world is on your side. So as long as you are true in the best that is in you. Isn't that something?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I came across this. I said, I just want to leave the viewers for that because, renewing your strength, as you talked about. I love the fact that you name your fitness center, your training center, renewed strength, because we all need to renew our strength, renew our minds, and everything else that may come our way, to hold on to those things that may come and attack us in different ways, and to be ready. Have your body. I think our body is a temple, so we should keep our body strong. So I just love everything about what you represent, John. But I want to just read a couple. I came across these testimonies, and I just thought that they were good to share. Now, hopefully, look, I have to put my glasses on for this.
Okay.
So don't let. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, now we'll pull this a little bit closer so I can see this. Okay. So it says here that the guy said, he said, since training with John, I have lost shoulder pain. So he had I guess the person had a lot of shoulder pain.
Mm-hmm.
So he has less shoulder pain, but he had a lot at one time. He said than he had before, since grade school. So he increased his mobility, he lost weight, and he started I guess hitting the ball further than before.
Right.
That's the golf ball.
Yeah.
And he said, without question, he would definitely recommend you.
Yeah.
That was one testimony. And then it was another that this person wanted to just thank you for all of your hard work that you've done with him, I guess, over the last couple of years. Said when he first came to you that he had some real issues with his lower back that was hurting, and he really could not swing the golf club. So you helped him, I guess, along the way with consistent. You did it says yoga. You did yoga sessions too.
I didn't do yoga sessions. No.
Okay.
But maybe we did some associated stretches that looked
something like that.
Similar.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, great. And you really helped him get back to playing golf, which is good. Because, I feel like an injury, just like with any of like professional athletes, it seemed like once they encounter an injury, oh my God, their whole world seemed to collapse.
Yeah.
And when you lose that mobility, man, John, I tell you, when people lose that mobility, it's hard to just function. It starts affecting the rest of your body, your mindset.
Yeah, definitely.
So I really applaud you. And I just wish we had more people out there like you that really care for their clients.
Well, that's good. If I could have one last thing to kind of add in, because I know we've talked about some things to kind of get started with exercise.
Yes.
And one of the things that I don't quite like out in the general fitness community or on social media or in gyms and stuff like that is talking about motivation. Oh. Everyone talks about being motivated to do this or motivated to do that. And it's a really good idea, but it's very flawed when it comes to fitness.
Okay.
And this is something I didn't come up with, but I picked up a while ago from another professional who's 3 steps above me right now with what he's doing. But to find more discipline in doing what you need to do instead of feeling motivated to do it. Because motivation comes with so many different feelings of, you could be like riding sky high and feeling great about something, and then you're going to definitely do your exercises or whatever. Or you can have kind of maybe not the best day, or you can have more physical pain, or something else comes up as a stressor, and then that motivation goes like down to nothing.
That's so true.
Yeah. But so if you take motivation out of it, it seems kind of like a dead thing, but at the same time, that will keep you tracking along with your exercise, with whatever you're doing, or in anything else that you're doing in life. But motivation is great, but don't lose track on the fact that being somewhat disciplined can help a little bit more as well.
You're right. I think when you're disciplined, you will stick with it. Like you said,
Yep.
you would stick with it better because you're disciplined. Now, I don't know if this is a great example, but I see how, like, just the military, people that are in the military, they've gotten used to that discipline of working out, getting up in the morning or whatever, and running and whatever they have to do, but they do it whatever over and over again. That's the difference, because you can be motivated and you still won't make a step, an effort to do anything, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So I definitely agree with you, man. I'm going to focus on being more disciplined.
Have your goals, set it out in a calendar, and then figure out how you're going to do it, and then just do it no matter what.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm definitely going to do that. Well, John, it's been so wonderful having you on the broadcast. And I do thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to want to come on the Lunch and Chat with Leslie show. And I do believe that I probably, maybe sometime next month, would like to have you come back, if that's okay with you. And maybe you can kind of, we'll just sessions, of different things.
Okay.
That we can kind of go over. I will tell you, I don't want you to go anywhere, so I'm just letting my viewers know. Again, I want you to repeat what you said, how they can get in contact with you. John Foelber, he's the owner of Renewed Strength Training Center, and he's going to give you the best contact information where you can reach him.
Yeah, so email is going to probably be the best first choice. It's renewedstrengthmd@gmail.com. And then if you would like to call the studio, you can call at 410-552-8808.
Excellent. Fantastic. Well, there you have it, folks. Thank you so much for being on the broadcast, for joining us. And we'll see you next time. Take care, and you have a great evening. And John, don't go anywhere yet.
Okay. Thanks, Leslie.
You're welcome.